family? My name is Abram, and I'm an alcoholic. And today, we're just going to talk about substance use disorder. You know, that's a broad spectrum. There's so many different things we can talk about when it comes to substance use disorder, which ultimately was substance abuse disorder. But now it's substance use disorder. You know, I think the word abuse was a little negative, they felt, so they changed it to substance use instead of substance abuse. Ultimately, it's the same thing. So, like, comment, subscribe, share. Help me, help you, help the world. Please comment below anything I can do better. And I'm definitely going to step my game up as far as to help as many folks and to do this in a proper way. Do know that I do not have all the answers. I do not claim to have all the answers. I am a substance use disorder counselor. I am an addiction counselor. I went to school for it. I have my certificate. I'm certified here in Southern California. I've been a counselor for over 3 years. I've been in the field for 5. From my experience as far as in my own addiction and my experience as far as working in addiction, I have a broad spectrum and a broad understanding of both. So, and I'm going to mix it all in one big bunch. Oh, my experience, my knowledge, all to you here, free. All I'm asking, if you like, comment, and subscribe. Free, all I'm asking. I do know here in California, maybe other places, they charge thousands of dollars for this information and knowledge I'm going to give to you freely. So please, tune in. You know, I upload twice a week videos. I upload shorts, 3 shorts a day with just minute motivation about addiction, about sobriety, just about staying sober. I understand that this is addiction is a heavy burden on the country. And I think everyone will agree. If you're watching this, either you're dealing with it personally or you know somebody who's dealing with it. Everybody. You know, so it touches everybody in some type of way. And if you're watching this and you're not dealing with it personally, pass it to the person you know who that is. Sit down and watch it together. You know, once again, like I say, any question you may have, comment below. I'm here to help. So, substance use disorder is the use. Oh yeah, let me say this as well, because you'll be like, damn, why your eyes keep going down? I write little PowerPoints. You know, because I have a tendency to veer off track. I'll mention the topic and I'll be talking about who I was when I was 16 and why I was addicted to ecstasy at that time and all type of different things. I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to this. And not only that, I have a lot of experience as well. I was in my addiction for a solid 10 years, but it started before then. I'd say that 10 because I know at 19, I stopped at 29, but at 19 I picked up alcohol and I was deep into it at that point. But I picked it up also before. My first substance I ever picked up was marijuana at 13. But enough about me. I'm just, that's just a little bit of, let me qualify, know that I'm here and what I'm talking about is realistic. But a substance use disorder is a use of mood-altering drugs that interferes with and has a negative effect on a person's life. Me and you. People with a substance use disorder can experience problems including physical illness, legal issues, divorce, or other family problems, worsening of mental health symptoms, negative consequences at work, home, and school, and many more. The term addiction is also commonly used to describe the diagnosis for people who fall into severe category of problems related to substance use disorder. Notice that the definition uses the phrase mood-altering drugs, which are also sometimes called psychoactive drugs. These drugs include alcohol, other chemical use, and medicines that changes a person's mood and feeling. There are 3 major types of mood-altering drugs: stimulants, depressants, hallucinogens. Stimulants: cocaine, meth, ecstasy, depending on what they got in it. Depressant: alcohol, of course, marijuana, another depressant, those 2 for sure. I want to say Xanax, hallucinogen, LSD, mushrooms, PCP, and ecstasy, depending on what they got in it, right? So, how can the use of alcohol and other drugs mess up a person's life? Let's talk about it. How can alcohol and drugs mess up a person's life? What would it do? How can we get past it? So how did alcohol and drugs mess up my life? Oh my God, I can keep going on for days about this. I don't have enough time on my iPhone to even explain to you fully what it done to my life, but I'll give you some pinpoints and some messed up situations. So What did it do to my life? Mainly, it took me away from my family. It isolated me. And when I say isolation, doesn't mean necessarily I wasn't around folks. Yeah, I was around folks that liked to get high and drunk like I did. Didn't know them personally, though. But my friends I went to high school with, my friends I grew up with, one sticked around. You know, my best friend, since I was 13 years old, he was always there for me. Much love. Thank you, Sick. But yeah, his name is Sick. So, I just want to, thank you, Sick. His name is Sick. His nickname. Nonetheless, though, excuse me, let me use So, what it did to my life, once again, like I said, isolation. It messed up my insides. It's to the point at the end of my run of alcohol, I was taking a shit and blood was coming out. I would wipe my ass and blood would be on the tissue. And I'm assuming that my liver or kidneys was about to fall out my ass. More than likely. But I digress. That's just some of the things, isolation, health issues, and many more. But I think that was pretty vivid what I just shared, so imagine. So, what is addiction? Addiction is the term used to describe a severe problem related to the compulsive and habitual use of mood-altering substance. Addiction can be described as a primary, chronic, or progressive condition that genetic, psychological, or environmental factors influence its development and outcome. So, environmental factors. I grew up in the house. My mom or family sell drugs. Yeah, that's the environment, right? I walk outside, they're gangbanging. They selling more drugs, people doing drugs, and this type of environment you grew up in as a child, more than likely you're going to get involved in what's going on around you. How could you not? Now, not all, but most of them fell victim to, unfortunately, the streets and drug addiction or drug selling. Whichever side you was on, it still affected you. Had friends that used to sell drugs to their mom. Crazy. Selling crack, crystal, or whatever to their mother. But that's the game, and I didn't make the rules. So addiction is recognized as a chronic disease like heart disease or diabetes. And just like diabetes, addiction must be treated, managed, and monitored over a person's lifetime. Addiction involves compulsion, loss of control, continued use despite negative consequences, and other symptoms. The following paragraphs will describe what this means. What I want to say is, no matter the consequences, they're never too deep. I just mentioned to you guys, I was wiping my ass and there's blood on the tissue. I'm here to tell you I did not stop drinking. I still was drinking. And I was like, no, it was something else. I remember I got hemorrhoids or something. No, I knew for a fact my body is deteriorating. I'm breaking down. I'm dying. And I still went to the liquor store every morning. There are sometimes I will beat the person who worked at the liquor store to the liquor store. It's amazing, right? I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting. Listen to Big Boy in the morning. If you're from Southern California, you know who Big Boy is. Listen to Big Boy in the morning, doing phone tap, waiting for him to open the liquor store so I can get some tequila. 7 o'clock in the morning, tequila drinker. Yes, something is wrong with me. I have came to the realization something wrong with me, for sure. So, and that's why it's easy for me to stay away from it. I know the truth today. So addiction is a primary condition. What does primary condition mean? It means that addiction is not simply the symptom of some other problem, such as the psychological disorder. In other words, people are not addicted to alcohol or other drugs simply because the drugs makes them less depressed or anxious. That may be why some people start using alcohol or other drugs, but once the addiction begins, it becomes a primary disorder that must be treated. I am addicted. I have a disease. That cannot be cured. No matter how long. Look, check this out. I saw somebody with 30 plus years take a newcomer chip before. 30 plus years decided to drink or use. Came back and took a newcomer chip. Wow, right? So that here to tell me that this thing is never cured. Oh, I'm good now. I can drink. I do not want to discourage you from recovery, because addiction ain't working for us either. So I can promise you one thing: recovery does work for you, but it stops working when we take a drink. Immediately, it stops working. Now, relapse is part of my story. This is how it gets us. If you ever relapsed before, like I have, that when I took a drink, it wasn't like, boom, my shoe was missing and my car was gone. No, I still had my job, still had my car, still had my shoes on my feet. But slowly, I was doing this before the drink. And then it started doing this when I took the drink. And then it went just like this. It's a slow, progressive illness whose ends is always the same. Jails, institution, or death. I have not experienced death, but I got relatively close. So I do not want to experience that. Thank you, God, for leading me out of addiction. Here to help you do the same. So some people have an addiction to alcohol or other drugs and an addiction to anxiety, depression, and some psychological disorders. But because addiction is a primary disorder, treating the psychological disorder does not mean that addiction is treated. For example, if people use alcohol and other drugs because of an argument with their spouse, they are still addicted even if the problem with their spouses disappeared. Meaning, what I just explained in that paragraph I just read, you cannot take a drink and your problems are going to go away. It just simply doesn't. They're going to stack up on us. And then when we do get sober, they're going to be there waiting for us. All them problems. Now you got to start digging through them and getting things right. So I'm sure we done stacked enough problems on ourselves. Let's stop now while we're ahead and start cleaning up our closets or side of the street. Because let me keep it real. Addiction has nothing for you. I stopped drinking for the same reason I started. Check the irony in that. I stopped drinking for the same reason I started. To feel good. Wow, Danny, you probably did the same thing. When we first started drinking and using drugs, it made us feel good until it didn't. It stopped making me feel good. I just had to drink the function. It wasn't even the buzz or have fun anymore. So when I stopped drinking, I felt better. I felt good again. It's wild, ain't it? You know, to check out that illusion, that trick. That's one of the biggest trickeries in the disease Hall of Fames. Addiction. Because addiction is the only one to tell you that you don't have a disease. Nothing's wrong with you. Hey, Rim, it's all right. You go out with your friends. You can go to that bar. You only 2 months sober, but it's all right. You're not going to drink tonight. You're just going to go play pool. Go ahead, go to the bar. You're just going to play pool. You're going to hang out, play some darts. See, my disease will tell me it's all right to go. And I'm going to go. As soon as I go, I'm sitting there playing darts. Drink in my hand. In the bathroom smoking dope. Oh, shit. Did it again, right? But see, that's what a disease will do. It will set you up to use. It's not going to make you use. It's going to give you. It's going to tell you it's a good idea to go do something that you shouldn't do, like hang out with friends who are drinking or using. And unfortunately for us, especially in the beginning, we shouldn't do that because it leads us right back into addiction. So, with all that being said, all that piled up in one, please like, comment, subscribe, share. I am here for you, or are you here for me? Let me stop playing with y'all, man. I want to appreciate everyone for listening to me, for taking the time out of your day to listen. If there's anything I can do, anything, please comment below. As far as addiction, recovery, sobriety, I'm here to help. Once again, one more time, please, share my video, like and comment. That's the only way I'm gonna be able to touch everybody I'm touching now. I do want to thank the ones that's already supporting me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate that. My reasoning for doing this, man, is I'm in a treatment center that I feel like when I work in a treatment center, I'm waiting for addicts to come to me so we can help them get sober. Ultimately, I'm coming to y'all now. And this is my best way in touching the social media so I can spread my genius. I guess my knowledge, about addiction and recovery and how I overcame it ultimately myself. So do know, I do have the education. I did go to school. I am a certified counselor, but I am a certified addict as well. I did that as well. So, I have both sides of the spectrum of the coin per se. And yeah, I'm just here to help. So once again, thank you for listening. I'm gone.